It was a quiet night in the city. Officer Daniel was patrolling the streets when he received a call about a seemingly ordinary occurrence, a possible robbery at a convenience store. Unaware of the danger that awaited him, he headed towards the location. Upon arriving at the store, Daniel noticed that the door was partially open. A shiver ran down his spine, but he decided to enter, prepared to confront a common thief. However, as he advanced through the dark aisles of the store, something seemed amiss. The objects appeared to be out of place, and the oppressive silence created an eerie atmosphere. Daniel felt a sensation of being watched. Every shadow cast on the wall made him more uneasy. As he proceeded, he heard faint whispers, almost inaudible. A sense of apprehension enveloped him as the realization that something darker was unfolding became clear in his mind. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed through the store. Daniel ran towards the sound, finding a suspicious man standing there, holding a bloodied knife. The thief stared at him with cold eyes and a sinister smile on his face. The officer realized that he was dealing with a much more dangerous criminal than he had imagined. The man started advancing towards Daniel, revealing surprising strength and agility. The officer found himself in a desperate struggle to protect himself and neutralize the criminal. With every move, the thief displayed a chilling, almost supernatural dexterity. Daniel began to suspect that the man was not a simple thief, but something more. His instincts told him that there was a hidden darkness behind those piercing eyes. As the fight escalated, Daniel noticed that the criminal seemed to grow stronger with each moment. He appeared to feel no pain and showed no signs of fatigue. The officer realized that he was facing something supernatural, a creature of the shadows. With his heart racing, Daniel stepped back and assessed the situation. He needed to find a way to defeat this unknown threat before it completely overpowered him. As Daniel recovered from the encounter with the mysterious criminal, he knew he could no longer approach the situation as a simple robbery. There was something much more sinister happening there. The man before him possessed a strength and an aura of darkness that defied all human logic and understanding. Even shaken and wounded, Daniel couldn't simply give up. His determination and sense of duty compelled him to continue the fight. He knew that the city depended on him to stop this threat, even if only he knew it at that moment. As the thief, who now appeared slightly different, approached slowly, Daniel grew alarmed as he no longer resembled a human. Daniel searched his mind for a strategy. He needed to find a weakness, a vulnerability. A flicker of recollection crossed his mind. In a conversation with an old friend, he had heard stories about supernatural entities that were vulnerable to intense light. Could that be the weakness of the being now standing before him? In a hurry, Daniel grabbed his flashlight and pointed it directly at the creature. A bright beam of light engulfed its eyes. The creature recoiled, emitting a loud sound of pain and frustration. Now presented with an opportunity, Daniel didn't hesitate. He advanced with determination, delivering precise strikes against the creature, seizing every moment of weakness that the light provided. The creature writhed, desperate to evade the blows from the officer. With an absurd display of strength, the creature flung Daniel aside. As Daniel, who was thrown against one of the store shelves, became disoriented and once again unable to comprehend how this was possible, he got up and moved to another location out of the man's sight. Daniel tried to recover from the encounter with the mysterious criminal, feeling his heart pulsating again, with a mix of adrenaline and fear. His injuries were a constant reminder of the battle he had faced. The pain throbbed through his body, but his determination did not waver. Looking at the thief, who was now lying on the ground, revealing his true form, a werewolf. A chill ran down Daniel's spine, and his mind filled with dark stories and ancient legends about these creatures. He had never thought they could be real, but there was the proof right before his eyes. The transformation of the thief was terrifying. His bloodied claws and shining yellow eyes conveyed a primal fury. The werewolf emitted a haunting howl, echoing through the store, resonating in Daniel's mind. The police officer knew he needed to remain vigilant. The creature was still alive, despite its wounds. The werewolf's wild instincts would drive it to attack again, and Daniel would be the next target if he didn't act quickly. Feeling the tension in the air, Daniel firmly gripped his weapon, his hand trembling slightly. He approached the werewolf cautiously, knowing that every move could determine his survival. The panting breath echoed in his ears as his mind searched for strategies to face this supernatural threat. The werewolf's eyes narrowed, following every move Daniel made. Fear and courage clashed within the police officer, an internal battle between the instinct for survival and the duty to protect the innocent. He couldn't allow the city to fall under the dominion of this savage creature. With renewed determination, Daniel aimed his weapon at the werewolf, focusing on his target. His fingers squeezed the trigger, causing a deafening blast through the store. The sound was followed by a sharp howl, indicating that the bullet had hit its mark. However, the werewolf didn't give in easily. Its eyes gleamed with primal fury, and it lunged towards Daniel, ignoring the pain. The police officer stepped back, his thoughts racing as he desperately sought a way to stop this superhuman creature. For a moment, Daniel realized that despite the creature being in this form, it was weakened. Daniel then decided to stop the creature strategically, approaching it from behind with a bat he had taken from one of the store shelves, striking it. He noticed that with each blow, the monster became disoriented, and its strength diminished. Daniel began to show expressions of joy, thinking that the creature was about to fall. However, despite appearing weaker, the werewolf began to retaliate, but Daniel narrowly managed to dodge some lethal strikes. He knew his courage would be tested to the limit, but he was determined to protect the city and himself against the hidden shadow that had revealed itself. The confrontation between Daniel and the werewolf had reached a critical point. With each assault from the werewolf, fear and determination intertwined in his mind, fueling his courage. As the fight continued, Daniel noticed a change in the werewolf's behavior. The creature seemed to hesitate, showing signs of weakness. The police officer realized that the dawn's light was beginning to break through the shadows of the store, weakening the werewolf's evil power. Seizing this opportunity, Daniel focused his energy and delivered a decisive blow to the creature's weak spot. The werewolf let out a haunting howl, its body succumbing to defeat. For a moment, the creature transformed back into the injured and disfigured human thief. Daniel approached cautiously, feeling the weight of the battle on his shoulders. The now averted thief looked at the police officer with tired and remorseful eyes. He mumbled words of regret, explaining that he had accepted the curse to avenge his sister who had been ambushed by vile assailants. He revealed that he had been deceived by a man with penetrating eyes who promised him the necessary strength, but the price of power came in the form of an inescapable curse. With firm and determined eyes, Daniel listened to the repentant words of the wounded thief. The tragic story of the curse that haunted him stirred compassion in his heart, but the police officer knew he could not allow that man to continue spreading chaos and violence. The duality between justice and darkness waged a battle within Daniel. On one hand, he understood the victim who had turned into a monster, but on the other, he was the guardian of the law, responsible for protecting society. A bitter sensation overwhelmed the police officer as he made his decision. He knew it was necessary to put an end to that cycle of destruction. The life of the thief condemned by the curse could not be spared. Without hesitation, Daniel raised his weapon, pointing it at the thief lying at his feet. An instant of silence filled the tense atmosphere as the police officer stared into the weary eyes of the man. A solitary tear rolled down Daniel's face, bearing witness to his anguish in the face of the decision he was about to make. With a quick and precise motion, the shot echoed through the convenience store. The thief's life came to an abrupt end, a victim of the dark circumstances that surrounded him. The lifeless body fell to the ground, marking the closure of a tragic story. Daniel remained motionless, absorbing the reality of what he had just done. He felt a mix of relief and pain because, although he had eliminated a threat, a part of his humanity was also lost in that irreversible act. He would carry the weight of that choice forever. The dawn, slowly illuminating the store, seemed to cast a somber light upon the police officer. Daniel, despite being covered in wounds, gradually rose to his feet. The police officer understood that his battle was not over. He resolved to search for the man who had bestowed this curse upon the man in the store. And so we've reached the end of this thrilling journey, but the fun doesn't stop here. If you enjoyed this video full of surprises and incredible moments, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos packed with adventures and exciting updates. Together, we'll keep exploring new horizons and creating unforgettable memories. And if you have any suggestions, a story to share, or an amazing idea, leave them in the comments below. I want to know what you enjoyed most about this video and what you'd like to see in the next one.